Hello friends, my name is Satyali Srikanth and welcome back to a new video in JavaScript series. And in this video, we are going to learn about loops in JavaScript. But before that, if you have not subscribed till now, please make sure you subscribe friends. Okay, now let's get into topic. So what are loops in JavaScript? Loops are nothing but they repeats task or action based on a condition. So friends, what if I tell you to print hello world in the console for 10 times? You will write console.log hello world, console.log hello world for 10 times, right? Then what if I tell you to print the same message for 100 times? So you can't write console.log for 100 times, right? Then what if I tell you to print only even numbers between 1 to 20? What if I tell you to print the odd numbers between 20 to 30? Or what if I tell you to print numbers from 1 to 100 in descending order? So to solve all these type of cases, we have this concept called loops. Here we give a condition to loop by saying to print numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, so basically we will have one condition, we will give one condition to that. So depending upon that condition, the loop will execute. Okay, here we will give it condition like to print numbers from 1 to 100. Then it will start printing automatically numbers from 1 to 100, and once it reaches to 100, it will stop execution and program control flow will come out of that loop. Okay, because the condition is 100. So that's how the loops are going to work in JavaScript, okay, or in general any programming language. Okay, now friends, let me give you another real world scenario. In our mobile phones, we'll have one software for authentication. So when we try to open our phone, it will ask for password, right? And if we enter the wrong password, it will again ask for the right password to enter. Okay, like that it will ask for 5 times. It will give 5 chances to us. Even if the user enters wrong password after the 5th chance, then there will be a message pop up by saying that please wait and try after 30 seconds, or please wait and try after 20 seconds, depending upon the phones, I guess. Okay, now here also the same concept has been used, friends. They have given the condition as 5 times. So if the user has not entered the correct password until the 5 times, then control flow will stop at that point. It will come out of that loop, and after 30 seconds again the same process repeats. Here this process will go on until the user enters the correct password and phone unlocks. Okay, so in general this is the concept of loops in real world scenario. Okay, now let's talk about the types of loops. In JavaScript we have 5 types of loops, friends: for loop, while loop, do while loop, and for in loop, and for off loop. Here we'll talk about these last 2 loops in the later videos because they are used in objects, but we have not discussed about objects till now. Okay, now let's focus on that first 3 loops. In that we'll see the for loop in this video clearly. Okay, now let's see the syntax of for loop. Here friends, we have for and then a parenthesis and a curly brackets. Inside that statement, so whatever you want to execute, so that are statements here. So let's see one by one. Here initial expression, it means we have to initialize a value first. Okay, and then condition, it means how many till how many should I print the number, starting from 1 to 100 or starting from 1 to 120. So when should I stop executing the loop? So that's the condition. And the third one is increment or decrement expression. It means should I start printing the numbers from 1 to 100 or 100 to 1? Should I increment it or should I decrement it? So like that, depending upon the needs, we use different expressions. And in case if you have no idea about these expressions and statements and condition, I have made a separate video on them. Just go and check that video, you'll get more clarity, and then you can come back to this video, friends. Okay, now let's see the example of this for loop. Here you can see, first place I have declared and initialized a variable called I. So let I equal to 0. Okay, and second one, condition, till how many times, till until the I is less than 3. And third one is I plus plus. It means I'm incrementing, okay, I value, and here I'm printing the value, and output I'll get as 0, 1, 2. Okay, so this is about the for loop. So let's see this more clearly in VS Code. Okay, friends, here I'm in my Visual Studio Code. Okay, just read this definition once again. For loop is used when we know how many times loop should run in advance. So here we already know that loop should print numbers from 1 to 100. It means we already know the condition in advance. Okay, but in case of while loop, we don't know how many times loop execute, but we know the condition when it will stop. Okay, so that's the basic difference between while loop and for loop. Okay, but we'll talk about this while loop in the next video. For now, let's discuss about this for loop only. Okay, so I'll write one basic line like console.log, not dot. So I'll write console.log, I'll say 1. Okay, now I'll copy this and I'll paste this for 5 times. Okay, now let's go to index.html. Here I have created a folder called loops, and in that I have 2 files, index.html and then app.js, I mean for.js, and I have linked that with index.html. Okay, let's open with live server and let's inspect this, and here you can see I got 1 1 1 as 5 times as output. Okay, here actually I have to change the values as 2 and here 3 and here 4 and here 5. So this is actually basic approach to print numbers from 1 to 5. Now let's see how for loop is going to solve this problem. Now I'll write for and I'll use let I equal to 0. And friends, I already told you that we can declare variables in JavaScript using 3 keywords. One is var and the other one is let and other one is const. And this let and const are introduced in ES 2015 version, okay, ES 6 version, and there are some differences between that three keywords, and I'll discuss them in the next video, in the later videos, clearly. Okay, for now I'm using let here. Okay, so first one is initializing and declaring a variable let I equal to 0. Then I less than or equal to 6, let's say 6, and I'm incrementing it, I'm plus plus. Okay, we are done with 3 things, and open the curly braces, and here I'm writing console.log I value. Okay, actually just like if block, here we don't need these curly brackets even for the if there is only one statement, but I'm taking here. Okay, it's not mandatory. Now you can see 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, we have given I equal to 0 no, so that's why we got this output in just what, in just literally 3 lines. So in this way for loop is going to solve these kind of situations. Okay, now let's do a simple program. Let's print even numbers using in between 1 to 10 using for loop. Okay, so I will take I'll take let I equal to 0 and then I less than or equal to, let's say 10, and I plus plus, and I'll open brackets, and here I'll write if statement once. First we have to take if, because if I percentile 2 equal to 0, so whatever the number from 0 to 10 that divides with 2, and if we get the 0 remainder, then it is obviously even number. So I'll write console.log I write. Okay, now let's separate these two things. Console.log I'll keep a dash here. Okay, now let's open Google Chrome. You can see guys, I got 0 2 4 6 8 10, all are even numbers. Okay, so this is about printing even numbers using for loop. Now let's talk about this decrement expression. So I'll print the numbers from 10 to 0 in descending order. Okay, so let's do that. For let I equal to 0 and then I greater than, no, not I equal to 0, I equal to 10 actually, because we have to start from 10, right? So initially I value should be 10. Okay, then I greater than or equal to 0, it means it should stop when it gets to 0, equal to 0, and then I minus minus. Okay, I'll open this now and I'll write here if, not if, directly we'll print the numbers first. Console.log I, and I'll take the dashes here again. So let's do them here, and I'll open Google Chrome now. So you can see 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, we got that numbers. Okay, now let me tell you what happens, I mean how the program flow is going to start, I mean work. First it will check I equal to 0. Okay, now I equal to 0, so it will check the second condition, is I less than or equal to 6, 0 is less than 6, right? Then it will come down, it will not go to I plus plus, it will come down and it will print I. Now the value of I is console.log I equal to how much, 0, right? 0. Now after printing the I value, it will go to that parenthesis and it will increment the I. Now I becomes I plus plus, it means value equal to 1 now. Okay, now again it will check, again it will skip that first condition, it will check the second condition. Now since we have taken I plus plus, now 0 became 1, is 1 less than 6, obviously 1 is less than 6, it means again it will come down to that statement console.log I, it means now we get the value as 1 as output. Okay, now value will become again 2, because again it will go to that parenthesis and again it will increment the value, right? Now value will become 2, again it will check the condition, is 2 less than equal to 6, obviously 2 is less than 6, again it will print in the console 2, and again the value will become 3 now. Okay, so like this the process will go on until the value gets to 6. Now is 6 less than or equal to 6, obviously 6 is equal to 6. Okay, now it will print 6 now, value will become 6, I mean output will become 6 now. CL means console.log reference. Okay, it is equal to 6 now. Again value will become, after printing 6, it will again go to parenthesis and again it will increment the value I plus plus. Now value equal to 7. Is 7 less than 6? No. Hence program control flow will stop at that point and it will come out of that loop. Okay, so this is how the program control flow is going to work with the for loop, and this is how for loop is going to work in JavaScript. Okay, now some of you might get a doubt, why should we only declare I value inside the for loop? What happens if we declare that outside? Okay, let's do that also. So I'll take something called let value equal to, let's say 0. Okay, and I'll take for loop now. Now I'll take value equal to 0. I'm not declaring anything here. I'm just assigning the same value equal to 0, and value less than or equal to 10, and then value plus plus. I'm incrementing that value plus plus. Okay, let's open the curly brackets, and here let's print the value once. VALU value. Okay, we got the values out. We printed the value. Now let's take this dash actually, so it will separate and we'll understand it more clearly. Now you can see we got the output 0 to 10 as usual. Okay, now let's write console.log here once. Console.log value. Okay, now let's open the Google Chrome. Wow, you can see we got output as 11. Now tell me, our value should be either 0 or undefined. Why it is 11 now? Why? Because it is not in loop, right? To get the 11 value, it is outside the loop, right? But why it is why the value is 11? So here comes the concept called scope, guys. Here, if you declare the let value outside the for loop, then it will be accessible to all the values. Okay, it will leak the value from inside that for block. Okay. Now, if you comment this and if you write let here, so what happening is, now we'll get this value as undefined. You see, we got value as undefined. It means once the value is declared and initialized inside the for loop, that value is only belongs to that for block only, inside this block only. Okay, now once the program will come out of that block, the value is dead, and now here the value is new again. It's a new value. Now this value is not equal to this value. So that is why we say let is block scoped. Let and const are block scoped. Okay, and variable is function and global scoped. It means even though if you give var here, we'll see that even though if you give var here and if you console.log value here, you'll see you'll get the same value as 11, because it doesn't matter where you declare the value with var keyword. Var is global. Global means just like a river in the village that is accessible by everyone. Var also accessible by anything or anywhere inside the program. That is why it's global. And coming to let, it is block. It means it's like a swimming pool. Now, not everyone in the village can go into someone's swimming pool and swim, right? So just like it is like swimming pool here. Now it is restricted to only to this block, to this scope. So that is why it's a good practice to use and to declare the value inside that for loop only. Okay, I hope you understand, and we'll discuss about this scope in depth in the later videos. That is not for this video. So that's why I have explained just simply. Okay, I hope you understand. You found this video useful. I'll see you in the next video with while and do while loops. Thank you so much.